That's so cool. Greetings, Wanderer. This is Atlas here, and welcome to the Void. Today I'm going to be reacting and breaking down a song called Stand Proud from the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure original soundtrack. And this was the winner of one of the latest polls that I did in my community tab here in YouTube. And as you can see here, it went against End of the World, Noble Pope, and This World. And Stand Proud was the winner by a large margin. So I'm really looking forward to it. Onward. Alright, so this is going to be a Stand Proud from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Boom. Oh, I've heard this before. Yeah, this is the opening of the second season, isn't it? I might as well. I mean, I think I've only heard this song once. I don't remember that much of it. Might as well. Okay. So far we have like a skank punk drum beat and a groovy low tune riff. Guitar must be in drop G or something. Drop A, sorry. They went for the power metal thing in the chorus. It's nice. Cars are real low. It went to a bluesy kind of thing at the end of the riff. The quintessential power chord progression. This is the stadium encore part. But yeah, those are the quintessential power metal power chord progressions. Say that 3 times in a row. Okay. Just doing some octaves. It went with the solo again, too, again, I guess. Yeah, the guitar just ripping with the wah-wah effect. It's a way more relaxed drum pattern. Still maintaining the groove. But it's building towards something. Yeah, listen. Very nice. That's so cool. The chorus is really cool. Yeah, there it is. Those lead harmonized guitar parts are like the staple of so many opening songs of so many anime and animated series in the West. So let's break it down. Alright, so to jump into the breakdown, I just would like to mention a couple of general things in regards to the song, and then I'm going to be getting into more specific things that I think, adds to what the storytelling of the track is and whatnot, okay? So, for one of the first things that I would like to mention is that Japan, to me, in a sense, is like a bastion for metal music, very specifically. In openings for anime, very specifically, they like to go into the metal and rock realm very often, which doesn't happen that much in the West, I gotta say. Although I could be wrong, I'm like misled because I don't consume as much animated series content as I did when I was a kid and whatnot, but. It seems to me like it's not the case anymore. Like the guitar is not as cool as it was in the in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s maybe even. But in Japan isn't like a whole nother world. You know what I mean? I've heard metal songs and rock songs in so many anime coming from Japan. That is almost ubiquitous and quintessential to the identity of the whole industry. I would even say. I watched an anime called Kaiji last year, and that anime also had like a very very hard metal track. It even went into the extreme vocals here and there. It was a little more risky in that regard. Compared to this one, of course, but this one takes risks too because like I said before, my suspicion was correct, and this song is in drop A, which is a very low tuning. Maybe it's not that low anymore because now you have 8 and 9 string guitars and whatnot, but it's certainly really heavy, right? Like listen to this. This is A. That's really low, right? But anyways, I suppose that that's one of the reasons why the song has this a sort of contrast, right, in between the verse and the chorus, which we are going to be talking a little bit more later. But yes, Japan to me it serves. I suppose it has to do with their culture, right? They are very straightforward in their costumes and whatnot. They are a culture from my perspective that is reluctant to change in many ways. It's very traditional in many ways, in the ways they do things, and including this chorus of this power metal kind of chorus into this track tells me that that's kind of the case. But at the same time, the Japanese culture is also very, in terms of the pop culture, it's very free too. There's artists in Japan do things like in the art that are so out of what the West do that sometimes it's kind of hard to kind of say like, yeah, Japan has this traditional thing, but also they are super out of the box. It's a whole mixture, I would say, and you can hear that here because we have the power metal chorus, very very quintessential, ubiquitous power metal, power chord, chord progression there. That I've heard in so many power metal songs, you know what I mean? But you also have like the groove of the main verse, you know, low tune groove guitar, right? So it's like the best, quote unquote, of both worlds. You get the groove in the main verse with the low tune, you know, heavy guitars, and also the counterpart, which is this very uplifting part, which is of course the chorus of the song. So now I'm gonna be demonstrating some of the parts in the guitar, not all of them, but some of them, to explain where the song goes in terms of the guitar, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about the drums, and lastly I'm gonna be talking about the lyrics. All right. So yeah, as you can hear there, that's for the most part like the first melody that we hear, which is very like it adds a lot of identity to the song, because I don't know if you noticed, but that's the melody that you hear at the beginning, and then it's actually the resolution of the track as well. So I think it's very interesting that the composer decided to do that, because it's like this is the most crazily enough, to me the most identifiable part of the song is not so much the chorus, although it's very identifiable, because the chorus, especially in the phrasing of the singing part, you know, it's very sing along, you know, da-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. But the main melody, like right from the get-go, you hear that melody and you say, okay, this is the JoJo song, that JoJo song, right? And then it ends with that same thing. So that was done, I think, deliberately, you know what I mean, to like open with the very identity of the track, and then closes it with the very identity track of it as well. Then it does this transition with this run for a transition, which I'm gonna attempt to play slow and then fast. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play it, but let's see. Alright, so now let's talk about the main verse, right? Which is the groovy part of the song. This is one of the parts that add... I should say it's the part that is being... that has a contrast later in the chorus, right? Because the building foundation first, because we hear that first is the main verse. That was cool. And then we hear the chorus, of course, which is like the counterpart or what we hear in the verse. So the riff is very simple. It's you know, very groovy, because also the drum pattern adds to that premise. But it's not really that complicated. It's like a very, you know, standard intervally kind of riff that you hear, which will be something like this. So yeah, as you can hear there, you know, very simple riff, you know, with some intervals. And some open strings in between. There we go. And one of the cool things that the drum pattern is adding into that part is that it actually makes the guitar sound more rhythmic, even though it's doing more of a simple pattern here. You know? If I'm not mistaken, like the drums are doing like this punk kind of pattern there, which is very rhythmic, And that's what, for a second, I thought that the guitar was doing it, but no, it's actually the drums that are adding that rhythmic thing. Because before I thought the guitar was doing more of a... But no, that is added by the drum pattern, which is really cool. All right, now let's talk about the some of the most interesting parts in the song, I would say, that add so much tension to the song and, you know, some spice, let's say, which are, you know, some diminished arrangements in the pre-chorus arrangement, and also a very interesting chord progression that I'm going to be talking about in the coming demonstration. All right, so I'm not entirely sure what the transition arrangement is, but I'm going to do something close to it, and then we're going to be talking about the chorus itself. Yeah, so in the pre-chorus we can hear that arrangement going into the transition towards the chorus, and I think that's even though it's not exactly the same, you know, it sounds something like the diminished scale, but there's something else thrown in it that it doesn't make it like a straightforward diminished scale. So it adds so much tension to the track, you know, because it's like something doomy, bad is about to happen, but the track switches it up completely, and it's like a fake incoming doom, let's say, because the chorus, it's all, you know, happy and dandy, or let's say a more appropriate a more appropriate term to say it would be like uplifting, you know, it's an uplifting chorus. So that arrangement there in the pre-chorus is actually building the tension towards something that you expect to happen, but it doesn't happen, and it gives you something else, which is pretty cool. Alright, so as you can hear there, there's quite a contrast in between, you know, not only the main the main riff that we hear in the verse, but also the transition that we hear towards the chorus. You know, you have this chord progression that is very uplifting. You know, and that goes along also with the high energy of the, you know, the double bass drums and so on and so forth. The singing also contributes to that, but there is a chord in a specific that you heard in the demonstration, which is this one. Super, you know, cacophonous chord in comparison to the other ones, which are basically power chords with the octave. And what that chord is trying to achieve is just, you know, not only add again the tension that you felt in the pre-chorus, but also tell you like there's a struggle within the song, right? It's not all, you know, happy and uplifting. There's still a lingering struggle, or a lingering doom, if you will. Because that chord, it's all about chaos, but these ones, oh no! right, so now let's talk about the lyrics briefly, because I think they are very straightforward. I would say they are. This song is almost like a call to arms kind of thing. Stand proud, and it's very much defined by the first paragraph that there is in the song. I hope this translation is accurate, because otherwise it's kind of a mute statement. But it says, "And so all the Stardust gathered together, called upon waking after 100 years. The men face onwards onto a journey to overcome the sands of time." So yeah, of course, it's making a reference to the Stardust Crusaders, which is, you know, the gang that we have in the second season, which is Giorno, Joseph, Polnareff, Kakyoin, and Abdul. The journey to overcome the sands of time. This actually plays like a double meaning, I think, because it's talking about obviously all the generations that have come towards this point in the Joestar legacy, let's say, but also the sands of time. I think it's in regards to Egypt, you know, which is where the second arc of the second season takes place, and that's where Dio is also, scheming and whatnot. And if you continue reading the lyrics, it's just all about, you know, mustering the courage of the warriors to face on what's about to come, which is Dio's a plan to overtake, first to destroy the Joestars and then to do whatever he pleases, of course, which is absolute and total power. I would say. I don't know. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but it's up to no good. That's for certain. All right. So to finalize my commentary, I just would like to say that yes, this is a very straightforward, standard metal song that serves the very much tradition of making a high energy, you know, high stakes a song for the opening of an action adventure sort of anime, right? It fits completely in that regard. In terms of the what's going on within the song, you have the contrast in between the group part of the song, which is the main verse, and the chorus, apologies, which is this power metal, power chord progression thing with a little bit of you know, tension thrown in there to keep it like more interesting, spice it up, and keep a little bit of that struggle within the song, because this is a call to arms song, like I said before. So it's not like this is a victory song, you know what I mean? It can't be like all fine and sunshine and whatnot, we won. There's a threat within, and that threat is very much explicitly communicated, not only in the lyrics, of course, but also in that chord that we talked about before, and that sort of diminished transition that we hear. So I think I'm gonna give this track a silver badge. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and share it with your friend. Also, please don't forget to visit my Patreon, my Ko-fi profile, and my Ko-fi store in case you want to support my work further, and my Teespring merch shop. And of course, ex nihilo nihil fit.